All right. There we go. Sorry. Oh, quick request before we get into anything heavy. Can we please have a little highlight to Artemis 2 successfully launching? We need cool shit for humanity. Yes. Let me look up the Artemis 2 launch. Oh boy. 4 astronauts launch on historic moon mission. Do-do. Crack open my delicious tropical peach. By the way, thank you to whoever recently got me these drinks via Throne. They have absolutely been. I've been trying to wean off a little bit of drinking as menor. Jesus. Oh, I can already tell it's going to be one of those days. I can already tell. I already said that. God damn, dude. I woke up. I had a really weird night last night because I woke up super early and I did a lot of writing. And yes, thank you, Johnny Viral. Throne links are in the chat if you want to support the channel at all. But thanks to the wonderful people who've been donating. And I actually got a fun, I got a notification for another Throne gift. I got a fun pajama set that'll give me a nice excuse to start doing more OnlyFans stuff again once it arrives. How do y'all celebrate Trans Day visibility for real? Just buy something you really like, hang out. I mean, for me, I don't know. I didn't really do much for my Trans Day visibility, honestly. Mostly just working the same as I do every other day. Hi, DD. I like your hair choices lately. Thank you. I have kind of just been trying to make the best of it because I'm in this really weird middle ground between like growing it out longer, growing it down to my shoulders and past my shoulders. So it's really hard to like settle on a look, you know? All right, 762 Geo, thank you for following. Let's go and look. Artemis 2 launches an historic mission around the moon. Okay. I think I read moon mission, and that got me. Moon mission sounds like a Lego space line from like 91. Four astronauts blast off from Kennedy Space Center. NASA's people settling in, testing the water dispenser, shedding their spacesuits, and putting on normal clothes. Separately, we expect NASA officials to share an update on the mission shortly. The historic and risky lunar venture will mark the first time astronauts return to the vicinity of the moon in more than 50 years. Jesus. The mission could travel farther from Earth than any human has, breaking the Apollo program's distance record. That is crazy, honestly. Is there more Lego talking streams? I'm bummed because I actually I don't buy. I used to, you know, I used to do more of a toy collecting thing. For those who don't know, and like toy photography was like a thing I used to do. Just straight up don't have time, money, attention, any of it anymore for it. But I did want to go and get. There is a new Lego collectible minifigure that is a Bionicle, and I'm a really big Bionicle fan. So I thought it came out because new Legos come out the first of every month, basically. And so there's a Lego store downtown. Koa and I were going on our like daily 3-mile hike Well, it's daily now, but we've been getting in pretty good shape. We've been building muscle. Oh yes, hello Kibben. Okay, Kibben wants to come up. Come on, little one. There we go. Oh my goodness, lady, you cannot also come up, honey. Why have we done nothing with NASA? Imagine we put as much money into NASA as the military. Well, the thing is that for a long time, and still, oh my goodness, cat. Ow. You are a ridiculous little animal. Just absolutely ridiculous cat. She's just sitting here. I can't do anything because I have cat in one hand. No. And lady. Okay. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, chat. Oh my goodness, y'all. Woof, so to speak. Yeah, Johnny Viral. The answer to not doing anything with NASA is that the original space race was against the USSR, and once the oh-so-scary Reds dropped it, focused on weapons, so did we. I mean, it's also because a lot of those contracts and a lot of that stuff has been offloaded to private sector shit, so there is a lot of... For a couple years, it was assumed, I guess, that SpaceX and all of the fucking government contracts going to things like, Virgin space flights and stuff like that, and SpaceX, would be manifesting in something far more considerable than the constant fireballs, constant billions of dollars Elon Musk just burns up in the atmosphere. Rice and Sparkle, I'm so sad I missed the launch. Yeah, I bet you, I could see you being really bummed about it. All right. Answer will be deemed a victory when the astronauts splash down after a 10-day mission. Jesus. What a strange feeling it must be to be on to be in motherfucking space for 10 days, but at the same time having nothing to do. Like it's like the most amazing cross-Atlantic flight. It's like there is, once the novelty of the fact that you're on like a massive airplane, if you cross the Atlantic or cross the Pacific, once the novelty of that wears off, you're just left with the fact that like, oh, I just gotta like play my Nintendo Switch for 7, 8, 12, 16 hours, however far you're going. But instead of that, it's 10 days of spaceflight. I have the freaking Artemis Lego. Oh yeah, I've seen that, Ryan. Bring a book, I guess. Yeah. I think they're going to be busy working the entire time. Yeah, you're probably right. They will be preparing. I guess that's the other thing, is that if you are out in space, you are going to be doing literally everything you fucking can to gather whatever data you can on anything. So I am sure they will be tuning instruments, making sure they don't die in fucking space, which seems also like a full-time job. No early off-ramps. Troubleshooting a comms issue. About 51 minutes into the flight, during a planned handover between satellites, the Orion spacecraft underwent a communications issue, leading to a temporary partial loss. The uplink from Capcom to the crew, but we can hear responses. Capsule communication, which is the one, typo, on the ground side of the link between crew and mission control. On the ground. I was like, what the fuck? There's the Saturn V. God damn it, dude. All right. They got Capcom up there? Yeah. You better believe it. They be playing that fucking like Strider 2. What the hell? Oh, right. Damn. So it's a road trip to the moon. Yeah. Well, it seems like it might end up being one of the longest trips to the moon. Sorry, I'm just checking something on the screen right now. El Salve, thank you very much for $5. If Trump makes the most outrageous and unpopular statement that could jeopardize his midterm election, will he just claim it was an April Fool's joke? I don't think so. Predictions for the Trump speech? I don't think it's going to be. I'm hoping it's not going to be that detrimental. But what I am hoping and what I am anticipating are two very separate things, because I'm anticipating the announcement. All right, so I'm anticipating either the announcement of a full ground invasion in Iran, mostly because we already have a shit ton of troops over there. We already have bases being bombed. Or alternately, this is going to be the time that he is going to do what he's been doing for the last couple weeks, which is just declaring victory, saying that, oh, we absolutely won. We totally won, bro. We've done everything we wanted to do over there. We don't even need to really like keep fighting, bro. We kind of like, hey, you know what? We proved our point. We definitely won. So let's just let bygones be bygones. And he's on this new tip of letting European leaders, letting NATO. I think it's going to be a blend of condemning NATO for not like coming to our unilateral aid, even though his whole thing was that we don't need anybody else. And it's all very fucking stupid. He had a ballroom talk. Oh, yeah. So that's the other thing, is that interrupting the networks makes me think it's something big, but like he just did a speech that was similar to this a couple weeks ago. That was a fucking nothing burger. That said, the other developments, like the Iranian president's letter, the prime ministers of both Australia and Britain coming out and giving just kind of these warnings to their populations filled with vagaries and just non-specific ideas of what their populations can expect from like a very likely impending fuel crisis. I don't know. I I don't want it to be true. But I think there will be a ground invasion in Iran. I again, we have to go back to what we were talking about months ago now, during the illegal action we took in Venezuela to remove Maduro. When you talk about, and we did a whole video, we did a whole stream, a couple of streams actually, talking about the CIA's history of black operations on the ground in places. And additionally, when you have, JSOC, when you have Delta Force, when you have a lot of the black ops, what people would define as black ops, special operations units that generally don't have the same chain of command, are given a lot more operational freedom. They are put into these places. They are embedded into countries, into cells before a ground invasion will happen. So there are already, like, in a very real way, I guarantee there are already people around Iran. There are already American soldiers working some kind of operations. Like with these dumbass cocaine cowboys like fucking Pete Hegseth running things, there absolutely are. Will he announce the draft? I don't know. Go to, let me see, because there was another speech today where he fucking Logica, his ego won't allow him to back down or just take the L. So I agree with you, but I think it is more a matter of trying to claim that he's taking the L, because I think even Trump, in his incredibly addled fucking state, realizes this shit's going really, really, really fucking bad for him. I wanted to do, because there was another Trump speech today where he fucking no, it's all about the one coming up. Okay, cool. What was the other speech for? Because there was another thing that people were showing where he was talking shit on like Medicaid, Medicare, being like, well, we can't afford this because we've got wars we're fighting. Like, we can't afford daycare, and people are just gonna have to suck it up. Basically, is what he was fucking saying. All right. Newsmax 2, hell yeah. Let's see take a walk on the wild side, Jeff.
Trump saying this week about NATO allies, quote, you have to start learning how to go and fight for yourself. Go and get your own oil. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte expected here at the White House to meet with President Trump next week. We're up.
All right, Michael Carter joining us live from the White House. Thank you. Rick Perry is the former Secretary of Energy. Rick Santorum is a former senator from Pennsylvania. And Vice Admiral Robert Harward is a former CENTCOM deputy.
God damn, dude. Is it this looks like the former CENTCOM deputy, if I ever fucking saw one.
Commander, they are joining us now. Secretary Perry, I'd like to just ask you about a report in the Wall Street Journal this morning. Here's the quote. Trump told aides he's willing to end the U.S. military campaign against Iran, even if the Strait of Hormuz remains.
So that's the other thing, is that if de-escalating on the United States side, it is because, for almost no other reason than how disastrous this oil crisis has been so far. We have barely, chat, if you think $4 is a lot, it is so much worse in other areas around the globe already, and it is going to become so much worse. But the idea of like leaving the conflict with the Strait of Hormuz still closed, still monitored and guarded closely by Iran, like that's the thing that people are mad about. Like, if you're not opening that back up again, It's so bonkers because it's yet another completely unforced diplomatic error where you are just giving, by the way, diplomats between places like China and Russia and Iran free reign to just buddy up and become friends. Like this is why things like the North Atlantic Trade Organization, this is why all of these vast interconnected economies and how they interact are so important, and why isolationist policy is so goddamn stupid. Because it's not just like, oh, well, I'm not going to deal with these people anymore. Good, because other people will. Ugh. Oh my God, real NIFB parody. I'm a French immigrant. It's like $9 a gallon over there. Fuck. Violet F, thank you for 100 bits. The account that put a bet on the U.S. bombing Iran right before it happened just put a bet on troops on the ground today. I might have seen that. All of the fucking, the poly market announcements and all that shit really goes... I don't know. I don't put a whole lot of stock in it. I don't follow it, really, so I just kind of see it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, and I don't commit any of that shit to memory because, like, come on. But I do think for those specific examples where there are very obviously, if not people in the Trump administration, then foreign officials who are being fed, like, information, there is very obviously somebody behind the scenes, several people behind the scenes who are placing bets knowing full damn well what's going to happen. NATO is anti-China. Professor Oak, I'm not saying that NATO is pro-China. I'm saying that, like, we have, through nearly every possible route, we are cutting off any allyship just economically around the world. And, like, between the tariffs, between constant, unprovoked acts of international imperial fucking aggression. Like, we are not just pushing, it's gotten to a point where we are not just pushing the countries that should be our allies further away, but we are also now, like, pushing the economies, the systems that we are usually told are our enemies, people like China, Russia, we are now pushing them ahead of us. Like, we are just leaving them open to fucking dunk on us. Crazy. All right.
Largely your response to what the secretary said there, and I'll add to that, big deal when it comes to Donald Trump doing this.
It sure is. I have to agree with all the distinguished gentlemen that have already spoken. He's going to acknowledge what we've accomplished. We took a regime.
What I fucking tell you, that was the CENTCOM, dude. Fucking, I could tell you a central command. This dude, I haven't sat down to watch one battle after another yet. This guy looks just like that Sean Penn character. If I had no morals, I would do polymarket. Yeah, it's one of those things where I just constantly look at it. It calls to me like a Green Goblin mask, where it's like, it is the most, like, it seems like there is legit, which granted, that's the point of betting, is to appear to people that there's easy money. That's how they sucker people in. But it seems like there is legitimately, you could, for some of these things that are like pretty easy to see coming, you could, like, bet right now, because there are a lot of idiots who will bet against it, who will try and, like, double, triple the odds, triple their odds, and who are so ignorant and stupid about international politics. It's not like, it's something like sports, where there are people who have all this fucking knowledge and they know, oh, no, this guy got traded to this. And, like, it's because there are so many people who are so fucking ignorant that think that they can just get and understand political developments from people like Asmongold, what they see on a Kick stream and their Twitter feed. I think there is a lot of people who are kind of flooding that area right now with just dipshittery. But it is also just morally such a reprehensible thing to me. Like I look at it with the utmost contempt and fucking disgust. All right, here we go, chat. Hopefully no ballroom update. We're here for serious news. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. If I was an American, I might be betting, but that's not legal in Canada. I think Polymarket is illegal. Like, Polymarket, I don't think is... because there's Polymarket and Kalshi. Kalshi is the one that I think is... Because prediction markets are not banned yet. And I think they do some shit to, like, work around, you know, being technically defined as gambling, to my knowledge, but it's not something I'm also well-versed enough. Excuse me. Oh, great. Now I have hiccups. It's not something I'm well-versed enough in to, like, talk about fully. Watch. They are popping off with the 6-7 meme over in the AP chat. Hell yeah. $2 from Taco Face Fart. Money. Polymarket isn't. Or is it Kalshi? There was one of them that is harder to do in America. Hard to tell what's legal because his administration did not bring charges against criminal allies. Yeah. Kalshi is the one Arizona is going after. I might have read that and mixed it up. Well, it's 9 p.m. Eastern, so it should be starting any minute now. Polymarket needs a VPN. Okay. Yeah, Egg Remulia isn't gambling like loot crates aren't gambling. Yeah. And that's what I mean. It is like, if you fucking say so. All right, let's just get it straight from the fucking tap. Oh my god. Speaking of dumbass crackers. Chibi reviews, chat. Whoo, Silas the Raccoon, thank you for tier 1 for 2 months in a row. Yippee! It's been a long 2 months. Yeah, it's been a long year, hasn't it? God damn. Just nothing doing. Comments are turned off. No live chat. Okay. We will begin shortly. Canadian Goose, thank you for 20 Canadian. Hey, DD. Oh, here we go. Jesus Christ. I have a really bad fucking feeling.
Thank you very much. My fellow Americans, good evening. Let me begin by congratulating the team at NASA and our brave astronauts on the successful launch of Artemis 2. It was quite something. It will be traveling further than any manned rocket has ever flown and will very substantially pass the moon, go around it, and come back home from a distance that has never been done before. It's amazing. They are
God, he's
on the
fucking
way.
winded from
God
walking
bless
up
them.
there.
These are brave people. We want to God.
He is just all right. I'm not going to pause it. This is important.
Unbelievable astronauts. As we speak this evening, it's been just 1 month since the United States military began Operation Epic Fury, targeting the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran. In these past 4 weeks, our armed forces have delivered swift, decisive, overwhelming victories on the battlefield. Victories like few people have ever seen before. Tonight, Iran's Navy is gone. Their Air Force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them, terrorist regime they led, are now dead. Their command and control of the Islamic...
I'm just going to pause this really quick. It's amazing that you can tell the fucking second he goes off script and starts ad-libbing. It's it's like the verbal equivalent of taking a 4x4 off a road and just running it right off a bank. It's wild. Just a complete change of pace.
Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons, factories, and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces. Very few of them left.
He should let Iran know.
Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating
really
large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing in America, as it has been for 5 years under my presidency, is winning, and now winning bigger than ever before. Before discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of Venezuela in a matter of minutes.
God damn.
That hit was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world. After rebuilding our military during my first term, we have by far the strongest military anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
and
masterful job. I saw that. I heard that too. So
Venezuela are, in a true sense, joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on Earth after the United States of America. We're now totally independent of the Middle East, and yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there.
Why is oil $4 a fucking gallon then, dog?
But we're there to help our allies. Tonight, I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress our warriors have made in Iran and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
No, this is bad.
This fanatical regime has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of
fucking ground invasion.
241 Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs. They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel, something that most people have never seen anything like it.
Meanwhile, we just had proof positive come out that Netanyahu was funneling money to Hamas. That he was keeping Hamas in power so that they could justify what they've done in Gaza. But no. It's
This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead. For these terrorists to have nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat. The most violent and thuggish regime on earth would be free to carry out their campaigns of terror, coercion, conquest, and mass murder from behind a nuclear shield. I will never let that happen, and neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first, and perhaps most importantly,
you don't have this kind of fucking preamble if it's for nothing.
Soleimani, in my first term, he was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb, and he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. He lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash. Took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, all the cash they had. He flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran. And they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. It would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East and no Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts.
Oh,
Had I not terminated that terrible deal, I was so honored to do it. I was so proud
yeah,
to
that
do
would be
it. It was so bad
terrible,
right from the
wouldn't
beginning.
it?
Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them. My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Those beautiful B-2 bombers performed magnificently. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program at a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth. Iran's strategy was so obvious. They wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did, with the longest range possible, and they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so that no one would really dare stop them. And they raced for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before. They were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, but in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation
Oh God,
Epic
we
Fury,
caught up. That's so fucking.
our
That's crazy.
objectives are
That's
very
funny.
simple and clear.
No, they
We
aren't.
are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives.
It's been so much more than 13, dude.
To prevent our
it's
children
been so
from
much
ever
more than
having to
13. I
face
fucking
a
guarantee
nuclear
it.
Iran. Twice this past month, I've traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil.
You can tell he
I
really
was with
means
them
this
and
shit.
their families, their
By
parents,
how excited
their
he
wives,
gets.
their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, "Please, sir, please finish the job." Every one of them.
Bull
And
fucking
we are going
shit,
to
dude.
finish the
Bull
job,
fucking
and we're going to
shit.
finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt.
Basically saying to all of them as they're getting fucked by
Many
Iran,
Americans have
being
been
like, hang in there,
concerned
buddy.
to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a
I don't know about that.
and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead
It's so
and crippled
just the
country
fucking
after
lies,
the
man.
last administration, and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming
No
into
inflation,
the United States, over $18 trillion.
No
and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know
Jesus fucking
what was
Christ.
coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our drill baby drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas.
He's off the
Under
fucking,
my leadership,
he's off the
we
script
are
again.
#1 producer of oil and gas on the planet, without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it.
So what happens when
We've
gas
beaten
prices keep
and
going up?
completely decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. #1, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much.
We super
And
do
#2,
not.
build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the Strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been
Just take
essentially
it. Just take
decimated.
the oil.
The hard
Just
part
take
is
the property
done,
of
so it
another
should be
sovereign
easy.
nation.
And in any event, when this conflict is over, the Strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now
So if the
talking about
threat
receiving
is
larger
not
refunds
there
than
anymore,
they
if
ever
Iran
thought possible,
is defeated,
they are getting so much
why
more money than they thought.
why does
That's
the
from
Strait
great
still
big
need to be
beautiful
reopened?
bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will
we already
soon
talked
be
about this.
roaring
We already
back like
oh my fucking
never
god.
before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change. But
Fucking
regime
disgusting,
change
dude.
has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment.
Everything
Their
he says
radar
just
is
sounds like a
100%
fucking rapist, dude.
annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get
Yeah,
near
I am not
the
that guy.
nuclear dust.
I know what you're talking about.
And we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective. American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation, so powerful, so brilliant, against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated and essentially is really no longer a threat. They were the bully of the Middle East, but they're the bully no longer. This is a true investment in your children and your grandchildren's future. The whole world is watching, and they can't leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing. The brilliance of the United States military.
Oh my
Tonight, every
fucking God,
American
dude.
can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the wickedness of Iranian aggression and the specter of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have
Nuclear
taken, we
black
are on
belt?
the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America and the world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when we do, when it's all over, the United States will be safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, and good night.
Fucking Thomas Crooks couldn't do one motherfucking... Oh! So what this was an effort to do is to somehow convince the idiots who still follow him that it is in the best interest of their children, it is in the best interest of Americans for us to send people to die in a fucking meat grinder, to rape and murder and pillage civilians in a country all the way across the world, that apparently at the same time it is completely necessary for us to spend billions on that, to the exclusion of education, healthcare, fucking foreign aid for anybody else. At the same time, that is completely necessary. We've also already won, but the strait, which Iran is locking down, is not yet open, which kind of, those two seem like they would conflict. And then there is the other thing to call attention to, which is the fact that he used verbiage like sending Iran back to the Stone Age. Which, don't even get me fucking started on him saying back to the Stone Age where they belong, and the racial fucking implications of saying that one of the oldest countries on the face of the fucking planet, one of the oldest centers of culture in the world, that like the fucking correlation between them being brown people and people like Trump thinking that, oh, they belong in the Stone, like, it's not just that. It's not just that it's fucking racist. It's because of the very obvious implications that everybody's fucking terrified of right now, that people like Israel and Pete Hegseth and this dipshit will try and resort to a nuclear option. Yeah, some harebrained scheme to force more oil production here. I mean, so they just took off, let me see. Yeah, we read about this a couple days ago. Waiving animal protections to expand oil drilling in Gulf of Mexico, because this shit is now going to be called a emergency. It's going to be for national security that fucking companies can just ravage and rape the environment of, by the way, the Gulf of Mexico. Something we apparently just have that we own now because nobody fucking stops us. Dexter Bunko, I'm going to read the super chats. Dexter Bunko, thank you for $1.99. Press X to doubt and mission accomplished. Old Bogwitch, thank you for following. Haley DDD, thank you for becoming a member. Blow High Blast, thank you for 4 months. Cruise Control for Cool, thank you for 12 months. Real NIFP Parody, thank you for joining. Dexter Bunko, thank you for $4.99. I'm drunk off my own homemade wine. Let's fucking do this. What's Orange Man got to say? Nothing of fucking value. Speaking on Tuesday, Hegseth said recent hostile action by the Iranian government illustrated why securing more domestic oil production is important for the country's national security. A few weeks ago, Hegseth wrote to the committee asking for an exemption for oil and gas drilling in the Gulf. He said although the request was made before the war with Iran started, it illustrated why securing national oil supplies was so important. Did I miss the end of the address? You didn't fucking miss anything, dude. You didn't fucking miss anything. I'm so tired of his fucking narcissistic need. It's not bad enough that he has to put his name on shit. It's not bad enough that they just fucking, so we bitched and moaned about the fucking library, by the way, which I want to fucking...
All right, y'all, welcome to the show.
Well, let's go to... here we go. Trump says he doesn't... So we talked about the Trump library the other day. Listen to this shit.
Eric posted a photo of what will be the Trump Presidential Library. Yeah. It's a huge skyscraper. Is that all a library? What else is going in there?
Well, it's a library. It's a museum, a library. It's a presidential. But I wouldn't start it till I'm out of office. I don't believe in building libraries or museums. It's really like the Barack Hussein Obama one in Chicago. In not a good location, and it's a very unattractive building that's seriously late and seriously over budget. I think you're going to see a great one here, and it'll go up on time, on budget, best location in Miami. They say it's the best block in Miami, and the state worked with us.
Will people live in the floors?
No, it's going to be most likely a hotel.
Like that, like I don't believe in building misanthropic. I do have that pulled up. I'll check that out in a second. I don't believe in building libraries. Yeah, no shit, dude. Like beyond fucking parody. And even as that happened, airport cleared to be renamed for Trump. They fucking just named a fucking airport. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill allowing Palm Beach International Airport to be renamed the President Donald J. Trump International Airport, formally rebranding the airport near Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Like, it's just this fucking need to put his name everywhere, to put his face everywhere. And that's what this speech was. It has absolutely no concern for the safety, the mental well-being, the ease of mind of American fucking citizens. Like, he doesn't care. He just wants people to be fucking paying attention to him. I want to see, what was the fucking... Here we go. This is what it was. Trump says there's no money for daycare because we have to fight wars. This was him laying the groundwork for his speech tonight and justifying why we can't do this kind of shit.
Because
again, listen to this fucking bullshit, dude.
the United States can't take care of daycare. That has to be up to a state. We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it, too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. And we could lower our taxes a little bit to them to make up, but it's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection.
There you fucking go, dude. There you fucking go. Like, it's beyond parody. Oh, man. Yeah, we can't take care of daycare, but we can take over voting. The other big thing today, he really feels like he's circling the goddamn drain. All in all, it's good. Thank you for 3 months. Emmy, go home. Thank you for $2. This could have been an email speech. Does he actually think that Republicans don't have to run an election? Oh, no, they're well aware. Let's go with that. They're well aware. They just don't care because they are trying to seize control of the elections right now. Mirror X Shard, I hope this never gets forgotten. The problem with that is that there's so much shit to forget. One of the things, as I've been going through and finishing, so another thing, great news, but good news, everyone. I have finished the script for the next big video essay I'm going to do. It is a fucking whopper. It's around 16,000 words. So one of the biggest, like, non-deep dive videos I've ever done. Like, that's getting up to Brianna Wu Destiny territory. And usually it's hard to kind of maintain that when it's not something that I need, when I'm generating it myself. But it is a video on, it's a video on a lot of things. Hypernormalization, simulacrum, how we are all so atomized and separated from one another by the technology that we should be able to use to communicate better, that we should be able to use to make a better world, and also talking about like the side effects of this system, why everybody is so depressed, why we continue seeing these outbreaks of violence, why we continue seeing trends in media that offer us catharsis. So 16,000 words, that's like 1 hour. Not with other, not with other stuff put in. It'll probably end up being, because it's going to have, it's not just me reading the script, it's going to have, intercessions and scenes put in, because I am talking about, spoiler alert, it's capitalism and lack of consciousness. Yeah, basically, but I can't. So one of my goals with these videos is to reach a broader audience outside of just a leftist space, right? I want people to really think about the ideas I'm presenting and what those mean to them. So I am trying to put those in terms that are far more broad and far less polarizing. So I try not to talk about, just be like, oh, well, it's capitalism, right? Because you can chalk it up to that, certainly. And there are moments throughout the script where I will say that, like, a lot of the stuff either has been predicted or is entirely predictable just because that's the nature of this kind of machine of subjugation. The thing is, it's going to be feature length, almost swittingly. The thing is that I want people to walk away from these videos, this video and this nostalgia video and the kind of upcoming videos in this very loose series, wanting to do their own research in a real way, and not in a way of like, oh, they're going to go down conspiracy rabbit holes, but like they're going to read books. They're going to watch movies. They're going to engage with the art I'm talking about, engage with both the creative art, the philosophical works, like all that stuff, which is why I've tried to, for this one, there was a lot of talk of media and the kind of media landscape we have right now and how dog shit it is. But like, it's also kind of a, yeah, Agrimulia, you know, you get it. As a fellow YouTuber, you fucking get what 16K words looks like. Because it's also kind of charting these ideas and illustrating these ideas, but in a way like, you know, kind of illustrating them and then deconstructing them and tying them back into other things. So, for example, one of the big things that I talk about kind of throughout the script is Leo Tolstoy's The Death of Ivan Ilyich and the kind of existentialist struggle with grappling with mortality, grappling with death, and the kind of malaise, the depression that sets in with that. But I also compare and contrast that with other films. Like, I kind of talk about, God, I talk about a lot of shit. There are 4 main films that I kind of use as examples in this essay that are Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, First Reformed, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, and Akira Kurosawa's Ikiru. And so it's like, and then I cite like Nicholas Carr's Super Bloom. That's another book that I've read recently. I think there's 1 or 2 other ones in there. But it's just a very intensive work that I hope people will find valuable. And I am not making it with the intention of it like being, ooh, this is going to be like a leftist thing. I'm making it with the intention that people can watch it and hopefully start to think about things in a slightly different way. And Trapta, thank you for $10. Hello, it's me, President USA TM. We interrupt your TV to let you know we did the doing, but I mean the did. Back to SpongeBob. Basically. I have to go back and watch the speech. No, you don't. You're not fucking missing anything. That's fucking crazy. Like, you're not missing a damn thing. So this also happened today. Humiliated Trump storms out of catastrophic SCOTUS hearing. Come on now. I think I'm already a Daily Beast sub. All right, let me. Oh my God. All right, give me a second, chat. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Fuser Che, he literally said nothing. I'm so fucking tired of this shit, dude. I'm so fucking tired of wondering if this bloviating child is going to push us all into nuclear fucking hellfire, murder millions for his pathetic ego, and the death cult of Christian nationalist, roid rage, alcoholic dipshits like Pete Hegseth. Tara Billie Jean, thank you for 20 months, or 21 months. Seto Blue, thank you for following. All right. Trump abruptly exited the Supreme Court on Wednesday after some of his own conservative justices not appeared convinced by his bid to upend birthright citizenship in America. Trump made the unprecedented decision to sit in on oral arguments, staring down the court's 9 justices as they quizzed his lawyers on one of the most consequential constitutional questions they face this year: whether all children born in the U.S. can continue to automatically receive citizenship. Yeah, he just fucking shuffled off. That's funny. That's funny. Courtroom sketch. Courtroom sketch artists are wild to me, dude. After less than 90 minutes of watching several of his own handpicked justices tear his arguments apart, the president abruptly left. Daily Beast watches motorcade exit. Quote, "We are the only country in the world stupid enough to allow birthright citizenship," he posted on Truth Social after returning to the White House, ignoring the fact that dozens of countries confer citizenship at birth with no conditions. Yep, there he is in there. President who believes the Constitution does not guarantee automatic citizenship to all individuals born on U.S. soil sat silently as justices, including several of his own appointees, openly questioned the legal foundation of his claims. At the center of the skepticism was Trump appointee Amy Coney Barrett, who pressed Trump's lawyer, John Sauer, on his historical understanding of the 14th Amendment. This was adopted in 1868 after the Civil War to ensure that formerly enslaved people and all persons born in the U.S. were granted full citizenship. Quote, "You say the purpose of the 14th Amendment was to put all newly freed slaves on equal footing and so they would be citizens," Barrett said. "But that's not textual, so how do you get there?" Justice Neil Gorsuch, who was appointed by Trump, added to the pressure Sauer faced, asking the seasoned Solicitor General, "Do you think Native Americans are birthright citizens under your test?" "Oh, man. I think so," he replied, somewhat unconvincingly. "I'll have to think that through." Fuck you. Fuck. Jay Kung, thank you for $2. Which accent is worst, Australian or Boston? I kind of like an Australian accent. I kind of fuck with a real Australian accent. God, who has an Australian accent that I found so hot, or I didn't know was an Aussie? Was it? I think it was Angela White that I was like, whoa, I didn't know she was Australian. Kiwi accent is better than Aussie. Remember that back in Trump 1, there was a hustle of Russian oligarchs, wives giving birth in Florida for birthright and donos to E&D JR. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, Fuchsia, it does depend on an Aussie accent. Sometimes there's like a hot Aussie accent, but there's some the like when you get back in the cats who live in the outback, the like fucking Cry Wolf or Wolf Creek motherfuckers. Chief Justice John Roberts, another conservative, also had something of a mic drop moment when Sauer tried to make a point that, quote, "We're in a new world where 8 billion people are one plane ride away from having a child who's a citizen." Roberts replied, "It's a new world. It's the same Constitution." Fucking damn. Look, you don't got to like a dude to recognize bars when you see it. Wednesday was not the first time Trump has left a court hearing when things were not going his way. Yeah, 2024. There we go. Next appointment on his schedule, an Easter lunch at the White House, which is mere minutes from the court in a motorcade, was not for another hour. I know he hates their ass. God, just the most ridiculous assortment of goblins and ghouls. Did I catch Artemis too? No. All right. I'm fucking so done with this motherfucker, dog. Let's go. I want to 8 minutes. Who made straightness gay? I kind of like that. Hellion Vision and Manly Pants Gaming. Manly Pants Gaming is a really fucking good parody of Andy Pants Gaming. And honestly, the pointing to the fucking mushroom with the word dick is a really, like, okay. Let's watch this, and then we'll go to Kristi Noems' kinky bimbofication husband threatens to tell all. I don't know how much I can share of that. Because I think I can show that. Yeah, they've censored some of the stuff on there. Those nipples are crazy, dog. Those nips, dangerous. Yeah, we're gonna. So this is apparently a quite good little parody. 80 views 3 hours ago. So hopefully, if it's good, hopefully we can give it some. Huh? Whatever happened? Oh, fuck, man, Deadwing Dork is such a fucking disappointment, dude. Timcast IRL. Fucking, these people are so craven and like Timcast. Trump addresses Iran war in historic speech. Like, and it's just AI fucking boots on the ground bullshit. God. I'm sorry. Styx, Hex, and Hammer 666 Pirate Arrest Body Cam Footage Part 1. Hey, chat. What? Chaperone destroys her image in 48 hours. Shut the fuck up. All right. Hellion Vision seems based. All right.
This is a formal warning. If you are a straight man playing video... This is a formal warning. If you are a straight man playing video games, you're being psychologically...
This, by the way, already way more effort than fucking... So, again, this is a parody, chat. I need you to understand this is a parody of a lot of, like, the kind of people that we watch a lot, like Andy Pants Gaming. Just these absolute conspiracy-brained dipshits. This is already more effort than anything Andy Pants has made in the last couple months. Yes, Styx is a Nazi. I haven't fucking heard of Styx, Hex, and Hammer in a while. They want people to hate Chaperone so bad. Yeah, I as soon as I heard that story, I was like, nah. I know there was something else there, and then sure enough, came out, and it was somebody trying to make Chapel look bad. And it's like she's just, I'm sorry, fucking, I don't care about Chaperone being slightly rude to people who are fucking parasocial and have no goddamn boundaries. And then trying to take that and make it, like, people have such fucking weird parasocial relationships online. And it pisses me off. I had somebody come into my comments today calling me a liberal Zionist, which is the thing people still believe. Fucking wild. Yeah, nobody actually check on what I believe or just like fucking ask me, dude. I don't know. And her entire account was a Barb's account. It was a Nicki Minaj stan account calling me a liberal Zionist. While she is, you can go to her comments and she's talking about how, like, you know, to hype up the next Nicki Minaj release. And I'm like, what? Huh? Why do I think that's an AI picture? Because it's very easy for ripped dudes to be made like that in AI.
Compromised. I recently fell down a rabbit hole, and it's revealed a conspiracy that goes back all the way to when I was a kid. One of my favorite things has always been video games. But I've been doing some research lately, and I heard a lot of people talking about how games have been infected with woke. This finally opened my eyes to feel...
There's almost a all in all, it's good. How would I describe myself? People have asked me this before, and I don't ascribe to any particular camp. I don't believe, like, it's not that I don't believe in, like, reading theory. I read theory. I recommend everybody educate yourself and read. Just read in fucking general. Read things that will help expand your conception of the world around you, how you interact with it, how it interacts and affects you. That's largely what the video essay I'm working on is about, is how we break out of, how we kind of use all of these conveniences that surround us but kind of make our lives worse. How we can kind of try and bend those to better educate ourselves, better help other people. Like, that's largely what the video is. What was I saying? Oh yeah, how do I've talked about it before, where I broadly identify as a humanist. I want people to be able to live happily and free, the most productive lives they can. I want the just massive, overwhelming abundance of resources we have to be equitably distributed, because we have the ability to let people live happy, free lives all over the fucking world, and we're not doing it because of human greed. Like, the things I believe, I don't ascribe to a party or a platform or position, because when you say, to me, oh, I'm a Democrat, oh, I'm a liberal, oh, I'm a centrist, oh, I'm a Marxist, I'm a tanky, I'm whatever, then I think there are so many people who will then compromise the things that they want to stand by, will compromise the core ideas of why they believe something, because they think it's right that this happens, or they think it's wrong that this happens, will compromise that to better align within that system, within that framework. And I don't want to do that at all. Read some stuff with a grain of salt. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I would rather most people read everything with a grain of salt. It frustrates me to no end when people will be like, they'll bring stuff up and be like, oh, you gave this movie a positive review. Oh, you didn't know that this was problematic. And it's just like, we've gotten so far into this, like, creating all of our own isolated little echo chambers, that even interacting with something that you disagree with, we don't even want people to interact with things, ideas, as though they are fucking dangerous, as though people, which, like, kind of, yeah, like, in some ways, it is proven that people are not equipped to parse a lot of this shit, parse things like radicalization, or more accurately, how to avoid radicalization, parse things like conspiracies, or how to recognize them. Like, that is part of a larger issue with media. God, I hate saying the phrase, with media literacy, and kind of understanding this intricate network that surrounds us at all time. Black hole sunfish, for me, I'm first and foremost an environmentalist, but at the same time, I disagree with some environmentalists. Yeah, and again, because there you get into that idea of environmentalism, and that goes down a lot of different routes, because there are environmentalists who will say, okay, we just got to murder everybody. Or there are environmentalists who will just be literally anti-human accelerationists. Or there will be environmentalists that will, isolate themselves from modern society as to not leave any kind of impact on the world around us. But I think that kind of isolation, and you see this a lot with far more radical people on the left, that they don't want to work with anybody because it's their way or the highway. And that is so fucking frustrating, because at its core, do you want a better world? Okay, then shut the fuck up and fight alongside me. Like that's my belief. Do you want a better world? Do you want your kids? Do you want other people's kids to be able to grow up happy, healthy, free, to be who they want to be, to live a productive life, to be educated, to push themselves further with art and literature and just science and all of this shit? That is what I care about. I don't care about putting a fucking label on it. The reason I fall into the camp of being a leftist or broadly on the left is because I align with the principles that are against imperialism, authoritarianism, fascism, subjugation, capital, profiting, plundering, and raping the environment and communities and poisoning people. Is why I am on principle against fucking AI. Against it. Not in a way of like, I'll explain this more in, the upcoming video on AI. Not just because of, it takes away creativity, because it is purely anti-humanity. It is against the human experience. This is something I wrote about in the video today. It's like the idea that people are having a hard time. All right. One of the things that Nicholas Carr talks about in Super Bloom is how the kind of, I'm going to take this off a little bit, how the kind of culture and the technological advancements we've made around communication have changed how humans communicate, right? I think I talked about this before. In how, like, we fundamentally interact differently because of things like texting, email, even parasocial brands of communication, like, subtweeting, like that kind of shit. We interact differently than our ancestors did 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago. But it's not just that, because we have become normalized into accepting that detachment, that removal of a human element. And then when we kind of zoom out more and you can apply that, or you can see that same thing happening, that detachment from this regular human experience that has been around since time immemorial, that we are not mentally, sociologically prepared to be separated from. You see that as it applies to AI and how people are using AI to cope with things that are normal, things like grief, things like and this is why I kind of bring up ideas like presented in Tolstoy's Death of Ivan Ilyich, because that is all about a man realizing that death is coming for him. Like, that is all about a dude looking into the unending abyss and realizing that everybody else is going about their lives as if nothing is happening to him, and he seems to be the only one who is looking at that fucking darkness. And that's the way it can kind of feel right now when you have these people who are separating themselves from these things that, again, to touch on the Death of Ivan Ilyich, that was a story written in the 1880s, 90s, I believe 1890s. I think 1896 I want to throw out. But there have been stories about grappling with mortality, grief, death, since the very fucking beginning. It is one of the oldest themes in any kind of literature, and has defined artistic movements and philosophies. Like that one example, right, of dealing with death. And with AI, because we live in this culture that has made things so smooth and frictionless and convenient, we are now shifting even the most natural of observances. Things that aren't fucking easy. But now we are having AI chatbots emulate a departed loved one. AI chatbots create these rictus abominations bringing old pictures to life after somebody's died. Like it's that kind of shit that I'm like, there is something anti-humanity at the core of this. It is against the what it means to be human. And so like when I talk about to kind of extrapolate it back out, when I talk about the stances I take being more principled than political, it's not that I don't see the political value or the political harms that AI is doing, because it's really fucking hard not to see them. It's not that I don't see the ecological impact, and it's not that I'm not basing my decisions on that issue on the black neighborhoods being poisoned, the fucking, shit like rollbacks on endangered species, wildlife preserves, fucking data centers being put up and poisoning entire towns and cities. It's not that I'm not taking all of that into consideration, but there are first and foremost other considerations that I think about before, and like those are just icing on top of why I'm against this shit. Yeah, Fuser 666 or Fuser Chase 6 got fooled by AI the other day. I was so mad at myself. Doesn't happen often. No, was it the fucking was it the pistol shrimp crab video? Because that was the same thing for me. I was like, God damn, but I was like, is that what the inside of a crab looks like? And I was like, that doesn't seem right. When are we going to stop calling LLMs AI? Unfortunately, I think it's a colloquialism that's here to stay. But yeah, I guess that is a long way of saying that I base what I believe on not a political platform, not a prescribed opinion, not a prescribed belief, because platforms can change over time, right? It takes the Democrat Party has shown me, the Democrat and Republican Party, as somebody who grew up conservative, grew up in a very conservative household, very Christian conservative household, having seen the shift in attention, in convictions, and what a party believes and how that's been compromised over time on both sides of the political aisle since I was young, it is only reaffirmed to me that no, the system is what's wrong here. The system will take you and change you, even if you have the best of intentions to work within it, without changing it in any concrete way. So what you're left with is, okay, well, I either just toe the party line, which is what a lot of fucking people do, and that's why you have these slavish adherence to Trump, or you kind of have to, it's actually in a Nietzschean sense. Like, a lot of people use Nietzschean, and a lot of people talk about, classically Nietzschean male, and like stoicism and all that shit gets wrapped together in the kind of dumbass manosphere area. But that's what Beyond Good and Evil was actually fucking about, is being able to not be governed by these orthodoxies and to try and understand your own morality, try and understand your own concept of right and wrong based on your own observances, right? Anyway, sorry. Let us get back to this. All in all, it's good and enlightened and well-considered stance. Thank you for your answer. You're welcome. Thank you for being patient with me. I have this I have this problem where I go on too many tangents, and I feel like I also over-explain. All right, chat, because I know people have probably felt this way, like, oh God, Vesper is just fucking rambling again. When I'm trying to, I know generally what point I want to get to, but sometimes it takes me a little bit of rambling to like verbally find my footing to get to be able to illustrate. It's my ADHD coming out hard. All right, here we go.
Things I've been dealing with my whole life. I've been a victim of indoctrination because I finally realized video games are gay. And I don't just mean the characters, I mean the games themselves, the shapes, the structures.
There's something additionally very funny about like choosing the footage he's using that just seems so random. Like going from TMNT, one of the old looks like one of the Konami games, to a brief cutscene from Middle-earth, to like Assassin's Creed Shadows. It smacks of an additional layer of satire that I don't think a lot of people pick up. And maybe I'm looking too much into it, But as an editor, as somebody who has edited a lot of video game videos, who has edited a lot of videos where I have to cover up footage and like I want something to be on the screen, the really quick cuts between all this completely different footage feels really, it feels intentional in a funny way, I think. Oh, hey, the person is the creator of the video is in the chat. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for making it. Now, no, you've called that specific thing out before I absolutely see it. Yeah. Like I can only think it's purposeful.
The way mushrooms just rise up out of the ground like that. I started noticing it a few months ago, and now I can't stop noticing. It's ruining my life. And
thank you, by the way, Agramulia for 4 months. But Larry and Jihad, fucking indeed. Indeed. All foods look like ticks.
Look, I need to be upfront with you. I used to be a normal gamer. I played shooters, I played RPGs, I played sports games.
God, fucking...
I was having a great
fucking
time.
The Division.
And then one day, I was playing Halo, a real man's game, by the way. And I looked at the energy sword. And then I really looked at it. Two glowing prongs coming together into a single point. Purple, throbbing with energy. And I thought, why am I holding this? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's in every game, every single game. The pipes in Mario, obviously, those are buttholes. The Master Sword in Zelda, Master is in the name. They want you to masturbate the...
This is... God, it... Again, this is... I can tell Hellion Vision knows ball, because it is that same kind of just confirmation bias logic that is all fucking Andy Pants stays afloat on. It is like, oh, look at this thing, it's actually this thing. And then never expanding on it, never explaining how those two ideas are related, never explaining why they think that, just assuming that you will think that too. You okay, baby? Whoa.
Sword. Even Tetris. You're just fitting long blocks into tight little gaps. That's literally the whole game. And nobody is talking about this. Let me walk you through this game by game, because I've done the research that nobody else is willing to do. Our first case study, Mario. Let's look at the most...
Banana Brains YYZ, link to the video. Go give Hellion a like and a sub. Yes, please go give Hellion Visions a like and a sub over on YouTube.
The obvious one here. You play as a short man who enters large cylindrical green pipes. His power-ups are mushrooms. His goal is to rescue a princess he has never kissed.
This is I really like this also captures like the way Synthetic Man sometimes will half-heartedly present his conspiracy logic. For I think back to this reminds me of when he was calling fucking Breath of the Wild like a satanic pedophile Jewish conspiracy or whatever the fuck he was saying about why there were deer-like creatures in the game. And it's just this like, no, trust me, bro. Like, it's absolute, like, again, mwah, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, perfect.
He has a brother who dresses in green, the gayer of the two colors. And the main villain is a giant turtle who breathes what? Flames. Each level has me thinking about dicks over and over again. And it's not me. It's the developers putting this in the game, putting this phallic imagery all over the place. Oh, you don't believe me? Case study 2, Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, you spend the entire game dying and getting penetrated by enormous weapons. Every boss is bigger than you. They pin you down like the little sub you are. They thrust at you repeatedly, and when you finally beat them, you absorb their soul. That's intimate, baby. That's fucking spiritual connection with another man. And the community calls this hard. Yeah, I bet they did. The poor victims of Dark Souls never even got a chance to realize the biggest boss in the game was thinking about dicks constantly. Case study number 3, Fortnite. Don't even get me started on Fortnite. Look at that banana. That's a dick. That's an absolute banana dick. I put it on the screen here. The proof is right there. You're looking at it. God, it looks so dick-like. Let's move on. So here's where I landed with all of this. And I know it's going to be controversial, but somebody's got to say it. Gaming has always been gay. It was gay from the beginning. Pac-Man? Oh, he's running around a little dark maze being chased by colorful little ghosties. That's Halloween in WeHo. And what gets me is that everyone acts like this is new. Like Sweet Baby Inc.
Oh my God. Hellion Vision, you must be in LA. I'm guessing. Halloween and WeHo is ball knowledge right there. That's funny. Mirror X-Ray, thank you for $2. It's homophobic numerology, but with Sonic. Yeah, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Gayness in video games. No. Look at Pong. Pong was 2 players moving their little paddles back and forth, hitting a ball between them. What do you think that metaphor is trying to say? Oh yeah, vigorously shake your wand and slap your balls around until what? The only game that isn't gay? Stellar Blade. Thank goodness, because Stellar Blade is the only game that
really fucking funny poll. I'm in New Jersey, baby. Stellar Blade as not being the gay game is a really fucking funny poll. I've been really just I've been fascinated enough to like invest any actual care into it. I briefly thought about doing a video, but whatever. I have more important. I have a lot of shit I'm doing, trying to juggle right now. But I've been fascinated on why the fuck people are glazing Crimson Desert. Like, I genuinely don't get it. Glazing it in the way of not that they just like the game, because you know that's whatever. If you like a video game, I don't have to like it. Nobody else has to like it. Fucking live your truth. Go play the games you want to fucking play. I say this, chat. I say this as a hardcore Deadly Premonition fan. I have a red leaf tattoo because of Deadly Premonition. Like, believe me when I say it is better to live a tranquil, peaceful life. It is like that fucking the opening of Rogue One, where what's his fuck is talking to Mads Mikkelsen, and Mads is just like, it's a peaceful life. Like, it's a beautiful thing to fucking gamers going their own way. But there's this weird animosity over Crimson Desert that is just like, oh, we real gamers love this, not game journals. And it's like, who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Like, just fucking, why does everything have to be a culture war? Even when there's literally not one there. No, Crimson Desert came out. It got a wide variety of reviews. Some were more middling than others. Some were more praiseworthy than others. This happens all the fucking time with all sorts of fucking games. But somehow it has become standing up against wokeness for just a completely generic open world fantasy game. Like, I don't fucking get it. Like, Galen Urso, yeah. I almost said Galen Merrick, but that's deep ball knowledge right there. If you know Galen Merrick, you've got taxes you probably have to do this year. If you know who that is in the Star Wars canon. If you know Galen Merrick, you probably have your back pain is starting to act up a little bit. Right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong, chat? Come on.
Makes the dick thoughts stop. When I look at Eve, at her design, her proportions, my mind goes completely quiet. No.
My mind grows completely quiet. I love going into the fucking going into the quiet place, reaching your place of zen by gooning to this fucking absolutely plastic doll.
Swords, no mushrooms, no
Hey,
suspicious throbbing towers, just peace and quiet. Just a woman in a skimpy outfit and the boobs and and yeah, because the boobs the boobs make me stop thinking about the dicks. And that is what gaming should be. Breasts to make
You're not wrong, but how dare you?
Everyone thinks it's the woke mob that got involved and started.
The blind guy, G Papa Jow. I think you mean General Ram Koda. Actually, you're talking about the Rogue Jedi, General Ram Koda. Sorry, I've been playing The Force Unleashed on PS2 here and there as part of my PS2 thing. Oh, by the way, other videos I'm working on. I meant to talk about. I interviewed Louise Weird, the creator of Castration Movie, yesterday. I'm hoping to have that kind of video, that interview done and out next week. And I've started a kind of video essay on. Again, I want to start doing stuff that is less. When I make these bigger videos, I want to make them less polarizing. And this is actually kind of a sneaky plan I'm doing. I'm being a subversive, you see. So what I really want to do is make videos on, because I've talked about doing like videos covering the real history behind certain like popular games. And I've already started doing one on the real history behind the first Call of Duty Black Ops. So it is a video that is at once like a, hey, you can put this on in the background about your favorite video game that will hopefully draw in a larger audience, but will also be educational, not explicitly leftist, not explicitly, which I think like a lot of that like a lot of more progressive ideas just kind of come from education, come from inspiring people to look into stuff on their own in a real way, not in a fucking, actually, you got to go check out this doctor on Facebook kind of way. So that's kind of what I'm going towards. And I think I want to start with a essay on The Suffering, or more accurately, The Suffering 2 on PlayStation 2, because it's a fascinating time capsule of like, I want to say wokeness, because that wasn't really a thing at the time, but exploring racial politics and political inner city dynamics as a psychological horror story. I'm getting my Matriarch collab. I need to reach out to Matriarch reached out to me. I need to talk about it more with Matriarch. Nehemia, hello. Not everything's Gears E-Day. I think Gears E-Day is here. Is this year? All right, let's finish this.
Making people think about dicks nonstop. Started making
20-year-old games, hot women, badass bros. Oh, this is such a fucking good. I kind of wish. Okay, I'm gonna do the comedy club thing. I'm gonna be like, can I give you a tag? Can I give you a? This is again ball knowledge for people who've done stand up. For the 5 people who've ever done stand up in my audience. But like, I'm gonna be the comedian that's like, hey, can I give you a suggestion? Hey, can I give you a tag? Because this is really funny. If I to the point where I genuinely can't tell if this is something they made, Hellion Vision made, or if it is something Andy Pants made, because Andy Pants does this shit all the time, where he will pick a completely mediocre or just like games like motherfucker, you have not played Ghost Recon 2 in the last 20 years. I fucking guarantee it. Conflict Desert Storm, another completely mediocre shooter, very funny. Mixing all these together, really great. I kind of wish there was one that was like real dog shit though. Like real, like put Rogue Warrior in there or something. You know, the type of shit. I think Rogue Warrior is a great example of something that if you were there at the time or if you know what Rogue Warrior is, you look at that and you're like, oh, fucking Rogue Warrior, man, come on. But if you are a dipshit like Andy Pants, you look at that and you go like, oh yeah, that's a cool game because they got a cool bad guy. They on the cover with the knife and it says Rogue Warrior, and those are two cool words that go together. I don't know why I went Cookie Monster with Andy Pants. That's an actual Andy Pants screenshot. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I couldn't tell if this was a parody of something because it's so on the nose. Oh my god. Fugitive Hunter. Oh my god. Fugitive Hunter, Headhunter. God, there's so many games in that like 5 to 6 range on PS2. 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. Hey, you take that back. Look, if you want to fucking talk shit about 50 Cent Bulletproof on PS2, via Candias, be my guest. If you want to talk 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, that is a stone cold classic in this house. 50, I'm on the roof. Ooh, Ride to Hell Retribution's another one. Hell yeah. I think I still have a copy of, I do still have a copy of Ride to Hell Retribution somewhere.
The game's all about dicks. But the truth is, they've always been all about dicks. And that's the reason we can't stop thinking about it. And now I think about it, Eve's sword is pretty long, and it's... No.
No, I do have a copy of Ride to Hell somewhere.
No, Stellar Blade is safe. It's a safe place. And if you appreciate a safe place where your straightness doesn't have to be tested by video game developers who clearly have an agenda, then go ahead and drop a comment with the game that made you the most uncomfortable. I know you have one. We all do. You're safe. So, who's responsible for all this? Who made every game a psychological attack on my heterosexuality? I looked into it. I went deep. And what I found, it goes further than sweet.
God, that's so fucking... It's so dead on. It's just bar for bar as ridiculous as Andy Pants sounds, but with the self-awareness that he absolutely does not have. Oh, it's so good. Banana Brains, would you be able to put the link to this video back in the chat so people can find it?
Baby ink. It goes further than DEI consultants. The shapes in video games, the cylinders, the towers, the swords, the missiles, every one of these phallic, dick thought-inducing shapes was crafted by somebody who learned about that shape from where? School. And what's an example of a school? A college. And do you know what happens at college? Experimentation. Every level designer, every 3D modeler, every person who decided that health potions should come in little tubular vials that look like they could go right up your keister, they all went to college. They all got exposed to ideas. And when they put those ideas into their geometry, it got us thinking about dicks. This isn't a culture war. This is a shapes war. And we're losing. I'll be honest with you. I can't even play games anymore. I tried playing Minecraft last week, and I spent hours staring at a cactus, just trying to figure it out if it was, actually a cactus or just a cleverly disguised dick. And then I built a house, but every structure I made was just tall, rectangular.
Oh my god, it would have been so fun. If you had made like a blurred out dick house for this, would have been incredible.
Cylindrical. I'd tear it down and try again and again, and it would just come out the same way. My wife...
B. Parker 1740 Wild Thought. Do you think the Andy Pants of the world could square their nostalgic glazing and hot women with a game series like Sly Cooper with Carmelita, or do you think they'd be too tourist for that? No, I absolutely. No, I mean that was fucking yeah, that was another thing Synth like very blatantly gooned to. In one of the videos I did, that it wasn't one that people knew about, but he went and found Rule 34 art of Tana from Crash 4 to be like, yeah, no, this character's a dumb fucking SJW stereotype, but is there some pretty good Rule 34, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they could, if it's on Rule 34, I guarantee they've probably honked off to it. Like, who's that one fucking nerd
Who's that fucking dork who is always in my fucking mentions? Oh Christ, that doesn't narrow it down. Short Fat Otaku. Short Fat Otaku is like a bizarre chaser. This is well known in like online trans spaces, by the way. Short Fat Otaku is a chaser, but also has like a femboy fetish and has talked about it openly in regards to the main character of Lies of P.
Asking me what I was doing, I said nothing.
Oh yeah, no, Black Hole Sunfish. I do like Tana's Crash 4. I saw a Synthetic Man reaction channel with thumbnails including anti-Semitic characters and Rule 34 of Hornet from Silksong. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. It's look, there is a cycle every time. I have these weird, like, I feel like Brainiac in a weird way. This is gonna be, walk with me here, where Brainiac goes around, he collects like little cultures and universes and worlds, and keeps them all because he like just to look at them. When I do a deep dive into a person or a community like the Satanic Temple, Synthetic Man, Brianna Wu, Destiny, all of this stuff, and I've covered a lot of shit at this point. I don't keep up with it when I'm done, but I do peek my head in from time to time just to be like, huh, okay, well, that's sure. Like, I don't really do a lot of follow-ups on these bigger pieces because I try and make the piece itself like my kind of definitive take. I've talked about this before. My definitive take. I don't want to make, I don't want to do a fucking series on Brianna Wu. I don't want to do a series on Synthetic Man. They aren't worth that time and effort. I want to just put out the piece so people can learn what they need to know about them and move on. But I still have that kind of, and this has been happening recently with Hendrix, the D-trans lawyer, because there has been, I don't even want to talk about the shit that's been going on trans Twitter with Brianna Wu and Jenna Taylor and all those people. But you just look into it briefly and you're like, yeah, that makes sense that all of these people would be at their throats. Like they, yeah, sure. And every time I even glance in that kind of area of the synth squad, it's just like, oh yeah, another person turned against him because he's just a unlikable prick to everybody and can't take any kind of criticism without crashing out. And another person with no other attachments got parasocially fucking attached to him, and for some reason like was making videos of like just praising him and all this stuff, and he didn't give them the attention that they required, and so they turned against him. Like, yeah, it just makes sense.
She said, it looks like you're building a tower, and I said, that's exactly the problem. The only thing I can play is Animal Crossing, and even that.
El Salve, thank you for $10. No, you don't understand. Back in my days before the woke virus infected games with politics and diversity, we used to have games like Civ Series and Age of Empires, totally not political and diverse. Well, and that's the reason why I want to do the Suffering Ties That Bind, because like, you don't play the Suffering 2 for 30 minutes before you meet a Black Panther that greets you saying, "Salam alaikum, my brother," and is talking about like how the cops and the white man are, working as like together to oppress people in the inner city. Like, and that was a 2005 game. There's a lot of really interesting dynamics to that game that it's one of the things where I do, if there is a minor complaint that I do empathize and agree with within reason from a lot of the kind of woke, anti-woke Gamergate 2 people, it's that, yeah, like games used to be able to tackle these issues in a far more nuanced way. Not necessarily even subtle, just nuanced. Whereas now you do have stuff that is like really fucking performative. You have stuff like Duskborn Duskmorn came out alongside Dustborn, and I get them fucking mixed up all the time. Whatever. Dustborn, which is like Like, what the fuck, man? And and there's other games like that. What's the other one I'm thinking of? Like Goodbye Volcano High is another one that is just like, it feels like woke for the sake of woke, or it feels like pillow forting, right? It feels like we need to make a game that is so explicitly woke in a very Tumblr pastel CalArts kind of way that it's like to the point where it becomes this in-group signifier where it is literally virtue signaling, right? And I think that is so much less interesting than here is a story that we are going to try and explore these things with nuance, but not from a specific, not even from a, like, they're not doing it from a, progressive lens, but not in a way where they are going through this like arbitrary checkbook of, okay, we have to have this, we have to have this many characters, we have to have a disabled character, we have to have all this stuff, because it feels like you spend so long trying to check every box that you forget to actually expand on the story. You forget to actually make something compelling, I think. El Salve. Oh, yeah, sorry, I read that one. Thank you for another 10, El Salve. Cringe millennial ass writing. Yeah. And the millennial writing thing is, can I be honest? I hate that fucking meme, the Mario hyper realistic voiceover meme where it's like, focus up, M, or whatever the fuck it is, because it's this fake fabricated idea of what voice acting in games actually is, based on like people who haven't actually played a shit ton of games but have seen trade show clips, right? They've seen these kind of meticulously crafted and tailored vertical slices, and I think, yeah, Twerk was biracial because his kids were black, or his kids were black passing. I think Twerk was meant to be like kind of a Vin Diesel like character, or Vin Diesel like ethnicity.
Even that gets me. That don't get me started on Tom Nook, a single male raccoon who makes you pay him in bells. Half of the
Have a good night. All in all, it's good.
The word bell end, which is a slang for dicks, it's fucking everywhere when you look past the curtain.
Sterling Nash. That's so fucking funny. To me, gaming is kind of like Hinduism. There's an entire universe full of gods and villains that millions of people are interacting with that I know absolutely nothing about. That's really good. All right, I'm going to set this to play really quick, and I will be right back. I'm going to go fill up Lady's water.
Look, at the end of the day, I'm just a normal, straight guy who thinks about dicks a lot, but like in the straight way that you think about dicks, like in the way that you go, this is a problem. And if that makes me homophobic, then I guess every game developer in the world is homophobic too, because they're the ones putting dicks in the games. If you can't stop seeing dicks in the games, then let me know in the comments below. I want to make a list of the games with the most dicks for research, and also subscribe to keep yourself safe. And also get me those games with the dicks.
Is how we're winning so big. How would it?
Riverboat Jack, let's go. No more men in games 2026. Focus M. Yeah, that shit. That's funny. That's all right. Great video. Great video. That's pretty good. Yeah, man. The woof. Oh, El Salve. Yeah, ranting for vengeance acts as if he grew up with every IP he rants about. I had a moment where I was talking about, or I had a tweet that kind of popped off. If a tweet of mine gets over like 5,000 likes now, I stop interacting with it. Like straight up, I just don't interact with it anymore, because I it always brings in the wrong audience. And I'm just like, I don't have the fucking time for it. I don't care that much. Especially yesterday, Trans Day Visibility, a lot of people were out just like literally harassing any trans person they could. But yesterday I talked about, or was it yesterday? It was a couple days ago. I threw out a random tweet about the aesthetics of Mirror's Edge, and somebody in the comments was like, "Don't fucking lie. I've never played that game, and neither have you." And I'm like, and it occurred to me that people actually think that because none of these people play the fucking games, and they're all fucking kids. Like they are all teenagers, if not just ignorant young adults. And it's like, no, I played Mirror's Edge. I remember when Mirror's Edge came out. I was in high school when Mirror's Edge came out. I remember Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Like, it's fucking funny. The people who are most fervently trying to talk over people and present their opinions on games so often just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Oh. What's going on with Jack? Nothing. It just went, it auto-played Jack's stream right after. Trump greeted with loud boos and Kennedy Center humiliation. Let's fucking go. Booed during an appearance at the Kennedy Center. President 79, First Lady 55. Christ. That's a woof. We're attending the premiere of the musical Chicago on Tuesday night. Great. Mirror's Edge is better than Modern Warfare 2019. Hey, I ain't a big. I mean, like, yeah, it's not an achievement, but that's not saying much about Modern Warfare 2019. Christ, what a fucking game! God, that shit pissed me off, man. Loud cheers and centered to loud cheers. Some boos, but the crowd drowned them out with more cheers. Okay. That ain't drowning it out, dog. I don't know what you're hearing. That Is it bad? Piccolo the Goat 1999. Is it bad? I liked Modern Warfare in 2019 for a long time. No, and that's the other. So I was kind of talking about earlier how people are so factionalized that they judge each other based on the media you consume. Like, you know, you saw this around the time the fucking that dumbass Hogwarts game came out. And so many people are like, "Oh, if you play this, you're a bad person." It's like, no, it's engaging with a piece of media, especially when you understand its pitfalls or you do the work to kind of understand how it is playing on your expectations and your knowledge of things. Like, that's not a fucking moral failing. And I really wish people would stop seeing like, "Oh, am I bad for liking this?" Because, like, are you bad for watching Solo and at the end being like, "Damn, that was a fucking movie. I've never seen a movie like." No, you're not bad. Like, are you bad for liking Perfect Blue? No, like it's I don't know. It's this incredibly shallow, like very puritanical view that is seeping into everything that bugs the fuck out of me. Where it's like, one thing about this is problematic, so you, by extension, are also a problematic person. It's like, no. Blanchy, are there people out there who think Perfect Blue is problematic? Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely there are. the main problem I have is giving money to anti-trans movements. Yeah. Like, I would agree with that. But I think, like, just, all right, if you got the game for free, per se, because I think it's been on fucking PS Plus and shit. I've never played it still. But just playing that, and if the money is not directly going to them, that's not like a fucking moral failing, right? You are not, it's the same, it is just an extension of this idea that we saw in, you know, when the fucking first Joker movie came out, where people were hand-wringing over like, oh, it's gonna create copycats and people are gonna actually act like the Joker, and it's a movie for incels. And it's like, no, dog, it's just a fucking knockoff of King of Comedy and a bunch of other Scorsese movies, and like that was kind of it. Yeah, and that's what it comes down to for me for something like Hogwarts Legacies. I never understood the giant debate around it, where some people really wanted to play it and other people didn't. Well, I guess never mind. I do understand the debate around it's supporting J.K. Rowling. It's supporting this absolutely wretched, feated cunt of a just human slug of a fucking person. So on that level, I do get it, but at the same time, like, dog, there is legitimately more important shit out there. Like this kind of, what was it? There was like an argument today that I randomly came across where people were talking about one thing being fascist coded, and it was just the most inane shit ever. I don't know. I don't remember what exactly it was. It was so offhanded. I was like, how, oh. Blow High Blast, I would say that part of the issue of watching Harry Potter, playing games, reading books, gives J.K. Rowling credibility. If everyone's interested in the product she makes and the story she tells, it makes it seem like J.K. Rowling's opinion should matter, not even talking about the financial elements of it. I mean, I can see that argument insofar as, you know, materially supporting J.K. Rowling, giving her money helps her maintain her fucking empire. I get that. But if you're, like, I don't believe that, you know, if I have, because I think my mom still has the Harry Potter books I had when I was a kid because they were all like first editions or whatever. If I have a Harry Potter book and I decide for whatever mental sickness I get, and I'm like, you know, I want to crack open like, if I ever reach that far down whatever road of madness I'm going down, that I need to read a Harry Potter book for some reason. Again, I don't think it's a moral failing to, like, and I don't think that, especially when you are viewing it through a critical lens, which I think everybody should view everything through a critical lens. I went into Tucker there for a second. I think everybody should view everything from a critical lens. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Parody, I think the thing with HP is that it's one of those issues where it's easy to see how people will prioritize their enjoyment and comfort over the rights of others. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Tucker shall not present. If the damage has already been done, then I don't really care. Hogwarts Legacy specifically is maybe not the best example to bring up. Yeah, that probably, like, there is a additional context around that you're right. Like, that is entirely different from the other kind of, like, what would you call them? The, like, woke moral panics around some pieces of media. Like, I do feel that, yeah, Harry Potter specifically is a unique, unfortunately unique case with how much people fucking glom onto it and just, like, I don't get it, dude. I'm going to be so real. And I say this, and I talked about this in the video I just did on the Harry Potter fucking reboot. I talked about in the script how, which go watch that video if you haven't yet, how, like, I grew up with Harry Potter. I grew up with Harry Potter Legos and all this other shit. But I just, like, I've moved fucking past it. I don't understand. Like, I'm heading into my 30s. And I know other people from my generation, both older and slightly younger than me, going through the same shit. And, like, what the fuck are you doing? Caring this much about goddamn Harry fucking Potter? Blow High Blast, I would also like to mention the content itself of Harry Potter is so fucked. It's racist, anti-Semitic, homophobic, queerphobic. There's literally no reason to interact with it in any form. I mean, but by that nature, by that token, you could make an argument, and I'm just, you know, applying that logic of what it has in it in the text. You could apply that to Huckleberry Finn. You could apply that to Voltaire. You could apply that to any number of artists, writers throughout history. I was just watching for the first time because I had always gotten these two movies confused, so I decided to watch them back to back because I couldn't sleep last night. And I watched True Romance and Natural Born Killers, just so I can finally differentiate them. And I liked True Romance, but let me fucking tell you, there are... So, Quentin Tarantino rightfully gets called out for his over-reliance and bizarre glee at putting the N-word into conversations, just randomly. Rightfully so. What often goes under-labeled is how much he does the exact same thing with queerphobia, with homophobia in his early fucking things. Like, it's crazy. They're like multiple transphobic, homophobic jokes, F slurs flying all over the place, and stuff like that you look at, and I'm like, oof, ooh, that shit doesn't age well. It feels very of a time, but also in the context of the world it's trying to create, the characters it's trying to convey. Like, these are characters that are meant to be unlikable. They're meant to be scumbags. Fucking Gary Oldman in that movie is crazy. What if I need to, if you don't know about Gary Oldman in True Romance, like, he's this white fucking pirate Rasta drug dealer. It's insane. And again, you can look at that and be like, what are we doing here? Come on. Maybe. And in a perfectly woke world, people would look at this and be like, actually, a white person shouldn't be appropriating dreads. Which, by the way, I say that in a nerd voice, but that is something I do agree with. I do agree that cultural appropriation, white guys, knock it off. You don't need dreads. Don't be doing that. What are you doing? Hey, okay, give me 1 second. But yeah, again, it matters in the context of what we've been talking about. Like, taking part of art and taking part of the critical process includes trying to understand better the world that piece of art came from, the perspective it came from. Because, and you can go back and look at, for example, Kaylin Conrad has some wonderful videos on J.K. Rowling, on Harry Potter, that necessitate reading through those books to understand through J.K. Rowling's lens what it says about her, what it says about her perspective as a privileged upper crust white woman, that there is so much subtle, casual racism, sexism, misogyny, all that shit fat phobia, homophobia, all throughout the fucking books. Like, so I think there is a utility in that stuff. It's just, I think it's a matter of perspective. Who the hell is this white man on my screen? This is Gary Oldman. Nathan Yu, 1899. I get it's annoying, but ranting about a tiny minority of woke scolds during a little fascist takeover is cringe. I'm mostly trying to, I'm not saying that people shouldn't have those criticisms. I'm saying those criticisms are valid, but I'm saying that, like, you know, as an example, you're not going to go after true romance, right? If a movie like this came out today, yeah, there's a lot more to critique. There's a lot more we know about representation, how it affects people. But you're not, like, people are not going, you don't need to go back and retroactively cancel shit. Instead, we should seek to better understand the time in which it was made, the surrounding apparatus of the media environment at the time, and go from there, is all I'm really trying to say. Dr. Phosphorus, thank you for $20. Hey, DD, just wanted to let you know that you're a real one. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. There's the other scene in True Romance too. Yep, there sure is that fucking scene with Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper. That is, you just, like, man, that, all right, here's the thing. That scene is a great example of Quentin Tarantino's fucking inability to restrain himself, restrain his worst impulses, because it becomes clear that, like, okay, both of these people are shitheads. They're both scumbags. But it goes on for so fucking long. Dennis Hopper just keeps saying the fucking N-word. He just keeps being racist. Oh my God. Which, it, again, really sucks, because other than that, Dennis Hopper and, like, seeing Dennis Hopper and Walken give these two performances against each other is otherwise a fucking treat. Yeah, exactly. Blow, high, blast. Like, retroactively canceling stuff ultimately doesn't do any good. I think that type of thing should be preserved in a historical sense of acknowledging how bad it was. Yeah, that's, and honestly, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Blanchie, I found a lot of people without media literacy have trouble separating a flawed, villainish point of view character and glorifying that character's viewpoint. And that goes both ways, where you see things where in you know, it's the media literacy chuds, where people will be like, huh, don't you know the Imperium of Man is meant to be satirical? And it's like, yeah, but they don't, you know, it's the fucking Arthur meme where it's like, huh, this sign won't stop me, I can't read. It's like, yeah, some people just aren't gonna get it. My brain always confused True Romance and True Lies. No, True Lies is one I had a lock on. Like, oh God, True Lies is fucking great. Another, well, again, another movie that, taken in the context of his time, True Lies, another movie that is fucking wildly racist to, I believe, Iranians, actually. Wildly racist to Middle Eastern people. But again, taken in the context of its time, there are things that you can still enjoy about the craft of that movie while also learning from the prejudices. Like me saying, oh man, that one fucking horse scene in True Lies whips. That one bathroom fight scene in True Lies is great. That's not an endorsement of the regressive attitudes of the film. And I wish more people would kind of be able to separate those. Have I ever seen American History X? No. All right, let's go. We got to finish off. Got a big stack of papers here I got to cover today, folks. Oh, like another one I've started reading my sci-fi heads because I'm seeing some people talk about Warhammer stuff in the comments. My sci-fi heads will be able to appreciate. I started reading excuse me, Dan Simmons' Hyperion. How the fuck have I never seen American History X? It was just never, like, my mom, growing up, I watched a lot of drama. I watched a lot of movies because my mom would, like, you know, show me movies from the 80s, and my mom loved old movies. So I've seen a lot of drama, and I've seen a lot of classic films. But once it reached, like, a certain point of, like, grittiness, it just kind of, and especially when I was a kid, like, my mom would let me watch a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have been watching. But when it came to those really more mature themes and those psychological studies of stuff that just got really gritty and violent, I didn't really, it just kind of passed me over. Yeah, Hyperion. So I've been watching Hyperion, and apparently, like, Dan Simmons, major chud. I believe. Staunch conservative, right-wing political views. Social liberal, history, conservative. Imagines a future America that has been ruined by entitlement programs. That's fucking funny. But, like, as I'm reading it, yeah, no, Sun Chaser XVI, like, that's a perfect example. Like, reading Hyperion, and it is this incredibly, like, it's fucking long. It's a heavy book. It's a fucking tome. And it goes step by step, all of these different characters and perspectives, but it is that kind of illumination of perspective that you do get in really great writing, where it is not focused on, oh, this character is a libtard cuck, and meanwhile this other character is a super cool Chad. It's not like that at all. And so it's this kind of, like, separate. I hate saying separating the art from the artist, because usually an artist's worldview informs their work, like, directly. J.K. Rowling is a great example of this. But at the same time, somebody can be right about one thing and wrong about other stuff, right? Somebody can be talking about one issue, but also exploring other things and themes and characters and issues in ways that can still make you think, even if you don't fucking agree with it. Or even if you do. The Ender's Game conundrum. Exactly. Chill face, hello. All right, let's go over. We keep getting distracted. Let me. Spirit to Corpse, thank you for 22 months, and Melody. Thank you so much for following. Oh my gosh, can y'all hear this fucking cat? All right, we're gonna go feed the cat real quick, and then we'll do this. Gray Geiger, I hate separating the art from the artist. Yeah, I generally also am I'm against that. Like, people will be like, oh, you know, Woody Allen made such great movies. You got to separate the art from the artist. He made great comedies. Like, so many of his movies are about essentially preying on people, or essentially playing this, like, dolt character that gets people's guard down and gains their trust. And like it's the same thing with Marilyn Manson, where when you have so much art that is about a thing that can only come from the experiences that you hurt other people. Like, when Marilyn Manson sings these kind of tortured love songs and, like, you know, talks about, you know, metaphors for self-harm and all this shit, and then you understand the horrible way that he has treated and hurt people and preyed on them, it puts a different context to the work and who that comes from. Like, they to me, they're way more interlinked, and I think it is that kind of matter of, like, wanting to have your cake and eat it too. It comes a matter of convenience for people to just separate that and be like, well, you know, it's the Harry Potter thing. It's like, oh, I just really like the books, and they were really important to me growing up, and it's like, but dog, like, come on. Oh my goodness. Yes, cat is mowing. I forgot. All right, I'll be right back. Michael Jackson did no. The Leaving Neverland thing ended up having a lawsuit because when that came out and people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is absolutely true." Age and long running after multiple dismissals in appellate court, case to proceed. Jackson State successfully sued HBO for a number of rebuttal documentaries seeking to refute the allegations were released. Both men had previously testified Jackson never molested them. 5. Dismissed because it was untimely. Oh, that sucks. Sorry, I do not remember the details of what happened, so I'm trying to remember before I say anything else. Head to trial, demanding $400 million in damages from the estate. Oh, wait, no, that's channel. No, wait. Okay, no, that's I thought it was Andrew Callahan's shit. No, that's channel 5. Never mind. Cruising, that's one I need to watch as well. Hey. intentionally did not interview anyone who detracted from the story. Q accusers has been caught lying in testimony. The documentary would only bolster their credibility. Quote, we know this will go down as one of the most shameful episodes in HBO's history. Contractually by agreeing to run the documentary. So to compel HBO to litigate public arbitration process, claim that the estate could be awarded $100 million or more in damages. The suit accused HBO of fabricating lies with a financial motive. HBO did not stop airing the documentary. Sought to compel HBO to participate in a non-confidential arbitration that could result in $100 million. This is a slap suit. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Sexual abuse lawsuits Robson and Safechuck filed were based on the allegations they later described would be dismissed as well. On February 28, Plepler resigned from HBO. He was rumored to have chafed under the leadership of Warner Media's new chief. I don't fucking know, man. I wasn't there. It's hard to fucking say. Like, and honestly, I just feel like not taking a side of like, yeah, victims should be supported. They should be listened to. And if this is true, go from there. But I don't know. Yeah, also, honestly, Chuck Great. Well, okay. Jesus Christ. Breaching an agreement by refusing to arbitrate is not constitutionally protected activity. Tentatively denied HBO's motion to dismiss. Said HBO had been trying to suppress the other side of the story. Quote, I never seen a media organization fight so hard to keep a secret. Following day, Judge Wu gave a final ruling to deny HBO's motion to dismiss the case, granting the Jacksons a state motion to compel arbitration. In 2019, HBO filed a notice of appeal to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, seeking appellate review of the district court's order granting the Jacksons a state motion to compel arbitration. Shortly after, they applied for a stay of arbitration, then granted its motion to stay the arbitration proceedings with the Jackson estate pending their appeal in the Ninth Circuit. In 2020, they lost the bid to avoid arbitration, and in 2024, the case was dismissed by both parties, resulting in Max removing the film and never returned to the platform. Yeah, the thing to me, criticism of allegations. Okay, here we go. So these are the problems that I remember hearing about and being like, Jackson Estate issued a press release condemning no shit. Two accusers testified under oath these events never occurred. They have provided no independent evidence and absolutely no proof in support of their accusations, which I found sus. Fans of Jackson demanded Sundance cancel the screening, blah, blah, blah. Calling it a posthumous lynching. Several men who were friends of Jackson's children defended him and denounced the documentary. American actor Corey Feldman called it one-sided. See, that's... Jackson never approached him inappropriately. That's a red flag for me. Because Corey Feldman is somebody who has been open about the abuse that he underwent as a child star. Who has been incredibly open. Who has talked at length about that shit. Rolling Stone, that his relationship with Jackson was, quote, the standard grooming process that Robson and Safechuck describe. Everything was similar up until the sexual part. Well, that's rough. He later said his comments weren't meant to question the validity of the victims. Okay, so that's... I kind of wish they would fucking rewrite that on the Wikipedia. Feels like burying the lead. Aaron Carter, child friend of Jackson as a child, said in 2019 there was one thing he did that was a little bit inappropriate. However, to the release of Leaving Neverland, said the incident had not been sexual. Remember Jackson as an amazing guy and says his accusers were full of crap. Barnes and Culkin, whom the documentary suggests replaced Robson and Safechuck when Jackson pushed them out, also denied any inappropriate behavior from Jackson. Culkin restated he had never seen inappropriate behavior, said he had no reason to conceal anything now that Jackson had died, which is also true. Boy George, Madonna. I don't have a lynch bomb. Joey Fatone. Jesus Christ. Seemed like nothing was going on. That's the whole thing. To come out later and have these repercussions, kind of weird and interesting because you never know what's true. Oh, that's interesting. Jackson biographer Mike Smallcombe argued Safechuck's claims of sexual abuse at Neverland's train station at age 10 could not be true because the train station had not been built until 1994 when Safechuck was at least 16. Reed responded the accusers had misremembered the year the abuse ended, that they were there, just one of many locations where James remembers sexual activity taking place. This contradicts Safechuck's claim that the alleged abuse ended in 1992 because he grew too old. Smallcombe dismissed Reed's response and criticized the documentary for omitting the debts Robson and Safechuck allegedly owe Jackson's estate in court costs. Another interesting thing. The former head of security also disputed Robson's account that they visited Jackson at his home in 2008. Jesus Christ. There's so much here, dog. I don't know. The real NFB parody. I think that Michael Jackson was a very tormented human being who was never allowed to have a childhood. That's what I think. And ultimately, I think that's the only thing I'm qualified to talk about. I don't know. Anyway, why did we go on? Sorry, I took everybody on that fucking tangent with me. VVV Junk, thank you very much for following. Let me answer this text real quick. So back to the Noem thing. It came out yesterday that Kristi Noem, her husband, has a bit of a fetish, and it's so fascinating that they literally did this on Trans Day of Visibility. Kristi Noem's husband has said he intends to share his side of the story after photos leaked of his secret cross-dressing life. I honestly, I barely fucking call this cross-dressing. The extent to which this dude is this is a sissy. This is a sissy fetish. And it's so fucking frustrating to watch people like Kristi Noem strip away trans rights and constantly target and smear queer and trans people. And there are so many closet cases like this who operate as a fetish. They operate out of shame, not as a way of actually living. It's the same thing with that one dumbass teacher that was revealed to be like a fucking op. What was the woodshop teacher with the big fake tits? Fake breast high school teacher. There we go. Whew. Oh, man. That could have gone a lot of bad places. There was like a 50-50 chance it was going to give me a Lisa Ann video. Man dresses as trans teacher. Okay, well that's a lot. That's different. There we go. Teacher with prosthetic Z-cup breasts accused of pranking woke school system. Just, what are we fucking doing here, man? Circulated to alert parents, blah, blah, blah. Teaching appointment prompted the school to implement additional safety protocols. In a video posted by the Toronto Sun in 2023, political columnist Brian Lilly revealed that Kayla is now known as Carrie, and students now call them Mr. Lemieux. Kayla showed up at school with huge, unrealistic prosthetic breasts, blonde wig, and short bike shorts, which caused controversy. Later moved to another school where it says he showed up as a man in cargo shorts, t-shirt, and a beard. He adds, why did the school board defend what was a ridiculous caricature of a woman as if it were a legitimate issue of transgenderism or being intersex? Lily claims Lemieux told reporters that they were intersex and had a condition that caused their breasts so big and so fast, and they were... Jesus Christ. Of course they were not. Lemieux has been punking us. The school system were too woke, too accepting of absolutely everything to say no to this. He showed us what a ridiculous level the school system has gone to. These people allowed Lemieux to punk everyone because they were afraid to say no. Like, this is the kind of shit that people will look at and be like, oh yeah, this is what trans people look like. It's like, dude, no, this is a fucking fetish. His relationship with his wife, President Trump's former Homeland Security Secretary, was the subject of rampant speculation before the Daily Mail published a bombshell report on Tuesday, revealing his fetish for dressing up in comically oversized breasts and tight tops while speaking to women posing as real-life Barbie dolls. It's a bimbofication fetish, chat. Look, I know people who are bimbofied. I know people who do bimbofication. Like, that I knows it when I sees it. Yeti Spaghetti, is this the trans equivalent of blackface? No. There is no trans equivalent of blackface because blackface has an entirely different, like, locus, like, where it comes from is to dehumanize, to subjugate. And while this vaguely crosses some of those same lines, like, there is a entrenched history of brutalizing, of using caricature, particularly against black people and people of colors. But when it comes to blackface, it's not just that it was, you know, a tool of subjugation, a tool of open, blatant, normalized white supremacy. It's because additionally, it would be, you know, it would be fucking white actors doing it, taking away even jobs and opportunities from other people. Like, it was white people playing caricatured racist roles. It's all the way down, just completely fucked up and served. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that, Akira. Honestly, blackface by itself, and there's no equivalent to anything unless there's something for Asians or Hispanics. I would say, like, the things that you could apply it to would be, you know, racial caricatures of Jewish people, Asian people, Hispanic people. But even that, like, blackface had such a cultural foundation in American white supremacy in particular. Like, I think it as shorthand, I understand why people would think that or why people would say that, but I think historically it's an entirely different thing. Like, I don't think we don't. Here's the thing that I just think we don't need to have a equivalent to somebody else's oppression. You know, we don't need to have to be like, well, this is our oppression. Like, it's all bad. It's all fucking bad. But you need to understand the context and how those things are different to, like, learn about it and prevent it. Yeah, wild antic, also woman faces a red flag. You're talking not just turf, but an openly racist turf. Yeah, and that's the other thing is that it is, and again, it shouldn't be surprising that additionally turfs love to do that same thing. That a lot of upper middle class white women who've never faced any genuine oppression, who've never had anybody say no to them or threaten their perfect little white picket fence lives, love to be like, oh, well, you're doing woman face. Because again, to them, that's what oppression looks like. It looks like when white people subjugated and impersonated somebody else. They just have no fucking cultural grasp on the implications of what that means. It's fucking wild to me. Yeah. Yeah, trans face is wild. Like, yeah. Anyway. Yeti Spaghetti, I mean, in a sense of being intended as mockery, it doesn't have the same history. Yeah. And I totally get that. I don't mean to chew you out or anything for not being woke enough or anything. I'm just like putting that out there so, you know, nobody goes like, oh, Dead Domain said this is the same, that blackface is the same as, you know, whatever else. It's like, you know, like there's, hey, that's what I do. I do tangents to kind of talk about the nuance of things. Kristi Noems has long been rumored to be having an affair with her top aide, Corey Lewandowski, and some of Byron Noem's family members were previously quoted saying it left him humiliated, even as he felt obligated to stand by her. After the shocking photos surfaced this week, Byron Noem admitted to taking part in the bimbofication scene by posing as a woman with large breasts and as well as having explicit conversation with other women. Noem, dubbed Ice Barbie for her love of playing dress-up in uniformed roles, had claimed she was blindsided by the photos of her husband. That's such a fucking funny bit to include. The fact that she just, like, is now well known as playing, like, just fucking dress up on taxpayers' dime. Honestly, it couldn't have happened to a more perfect person than somebody like Kristi Noem, who has not only continued to bimbify herself with, like, undergoing these MAGA face things, but somebody who additionally, it always dressing up in new costumes and shit. Like, hey, you know what? In a more perfect world, maybe this would bring them back together. Maybe this will be how they... God, there's a love story we need. There's the problematic love story of the decade. Politics tore them apart. But can bimbofication bring them back together? Coming this fall. That's so fucking funny. That would be so fucking funny. There were also concerns that the photo of Byron can be used to blackmail Noem. Why are there so many of these people can be blackmailed? It's fucking crazy. Like, we just had Kash Patel's shit leaked and there's pictures of him dancing, like all this shit. This stuff doesn't happen with other people. You know? They're all just so fucking messy. They're just messy, weird, pervert bitches. All of them. Weathering song. Skip the part where they asked for privacy and prayers for the family. Must be AI. That's so fucking fun. Okay, yeah. The family was blindsided by this, and they asked for privacy and prayers at this time is crazy. Must be AI, a cattle rancher named Kevin Rusenstein. Why are you fucking... Oh, I grew up playing ball with Byron. I've never known him to be part of stuff like that. I don't believe that at all. They're all doing shit like this. I guarantee it. I guarantee. There were also concerns that the photos of Byron could be used to blackmail Noem, who's fired by Trump from her top DHS role this month. Why are people not bringing up? She's still she still has a fucking job. She's not just like a free agent. It's astounding that somebody whose spouse is at that level has that kind of bad judgment. There's also been, but look, I've never really understood, what's it called? like findom or humiliation kinks. I've never really understood the idea of like getting off to, ooh, yeah, blackmail me, mommy. And I think it is generally something for kind of upper crust people because they have that leverage that would ruin them in social circles. But chat, could you imagine how good that must be for somebody who is into humiliation kinks to be that close to like the fucking president? Like, ooh. What are you doing, Kevin? Cat's like playful. She's like wagging her tail and looking at me on the couch. There has been speculation that Noem and Lewandowski, dubbed the worst kept secret in DC, was essentially allowed by Byron. This is such a funny fucking picture. A reporter walked up to her and said, "Why are you having this affair? Why haven't you met up with your husband? Why aren't you divorcing your husband?" Girdusky said, and she blurted out to this reporter who I know and said, "Oh, my husband's gay." That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Is in another one of his little outfits with the same giant fake breasts giving a kissy face. Is that what that is? I don't like, he does the close up of the fake breasts. Oh, and then is it a kissy face? Abigail Finan and I were debating it backstage where Abby made more just like a sourpuss, but I don't know what that is. But I can speak for all women in America when I say we don't want to see our husband doing it. I mean, I feel for Kristi.
I don't think you can speak for all women. So here's the other thing. No, I'll talk about that later. That's going to be a fucking tangent. I'll save that.
No, it puts a totally different spin on the affair she's allegedly been having with Corey Lewandowski. Who could blame her? Who could blame her? It feels almost noble.
Megyn Kelly is really just a fucking wench. Like, she will excuse anything. God, doesn't matter if it's fucking just, like, I'm not surprised that she's like, yeah, who can blame her? Like, she'll cap for anything. She's capped for pedophiles. She'll cap for all this shit. Ugh. Well, no, because I don't think Wild Antic, I've got such conflicted feelings on this because on one hand, fuck Noem and her husband. On the other hand, we get to watch everybody play smear the career with this closet case. I don't think he's a closet case. He doesn't seem like he was sending these images to women. He was being dominated by women. Like, that was the thing. I think it is just a fetish. I think it's a sissification thing. I mean, and that, whatever, that could go hand in hand with some other shit. But to me, it just seems like a straight dude into humiliation kink. All right, let's go to Ice Barbie's husband. With sick Barbie models fetish. Fresh blow following salacious allegations. Husband leads a secret double life as a bimbo crossdresser. Draxus Storm Sky, I think that's equivalent to queerness for these people. Yeah, but like, again, that's not saying much. These are people who will look you straight in the eye and tell you that somebody putting on giant, massive, comical, fake fetish tits is the same as like a trans woman on 5 years of E who completely passes. Like, they'll be like, yeah, exactly. Like, they're not known for their nuance. Newly ousted Homeland Security Secretary was left devastated. Byron adopted an online ego as a pouty-faced bimbo complete with fake boobs, skin-tight leggings to chat with adult performers, allegedly paying them thousands of dollars. I would love to. The shit I would do to be able to interview the girls he talked to. Yeah, Bobo WGD, the lack of makeup and wig really solidifies the humiliation kink. It's like, even in shitty drag or shitty sissification stuff, when it's a gay thing, when it's a God fucking forbid, like a BNWO thing, there's more effort put in. Like, that's the thing for me, right? Like, whereas when you see with straight people or straight guys particularly, stuff like this is so gradual. Like, that's kind of the way they want it. They want that what's the word I'm looking for? Like a corruption fetish type thing. All right, give me 1 second. Don't Google BNWO. Just don't. Just don't. Straight up don't. Oh my gosh, I love the fucking just the way of toning this, like asking an expert, and it the way that it's phrased feels like cutting to a local news channel covering this. It's called bimbofication. People who modify their body to look like a doll. The Barbie look. His kink is for huge, ridiculous boobs. Now, Sharon, back to you. Don't do it. Don't. No, banana brains. Hey, listen to me. Don't do it. Should have told me, but you did. And now I'm telling you, you don't want to know. That picture is just the underlighting of this is an insane picture. One of the wildest. And chat, here's another thing. You know how I know that dude is straight as fuck? Can't take a fucking picture of himself to save his life. Yeah, here we go. Reviewed by the outlet showed Byron complimenting one model's amazing curves, vowing to worship them like a goddess. How are your boobs? Would you ever go bigger? You turn me into a girl. Should I put on leggings? God, he's got no fucking riz. These pictures are This is such a fucking funny picture to accompany that. Oh, man. PayPal account belonging to Jason Jackson regularly sent the models deposits between $500 and $1,000. Reportedly sent $25,000 to his online pals. Byron also openly admitted to having a wife and family. He said, "I love my wife. I want to get better." Then he disappear, come back, and start again. Oh my God, the conservative. That's what it always is with these folks. It's like they treat being horny like a sickness, and then instead of trying to understand their feelings and their repression and whatever they're going through, they just like store it up until they have to vent some kind of stressor, and it like they treat it like it's a fucking addiction. Like, I know addicts who behave the same way conservative men do with their bimbofication fetish. One woman's Google search about the Noem couple eventually led her to allegations of Noem's affair with her longtime aide, Corey Lewandowski, who was also married. The woman said she asked Byron about the rumors. His response was, "I know, there's nothing I can do about it." That's fucking crazy work, dude. All right. God, she looks like a different fucking person. Yeah, using your maybe if they accept themselves. I've seen porn addiction help ads by Mormons. Man, I know somebody took great pleasure in going back through all these old family posts and being like, 2019 blog post, she said that Byron loves the Lord and understands the responsibility that God gives to men to lead their families. I mean, hey, sometimes, yeah, hey, a man needs to, like, the family needs milk sometimes. Iranian Fatah missile. Thank you for following. For during a testy congressional hearing, members of Byron's extended family. The shit. I would love to see somebody. I want to see. It's probably best that she isn't in a position to be put in a hearing again like this. Because that shit would be funny to see somebody, see a Democrat bring that shit up to her face. He said he decided about 20 years ago that it was his calling from God to support her in whatever she decided to do, one family member said. So he's put up with the... phrasing. One family member said. So he has put up with the humiliation. We'll see if he sticks with it for now. I think it's honoring the calling from God, the family member added. Seems like there would be some limit to that. Meanwhile, in a 2022 interview, Kristi described them as a transparent family, saying they were an open book about their home life. Oh, man. But this is the dude? Like, Corey Lewandowski's such a weird little slug of a man. I don't know. I don't get straight men anyway. Alrighty, chat. I have to go. I have a date. Let's go over and say hi to. We got Casey Tron. We've got Shark. Oh shit. We haven't said hi to Shark30 in a long time. God damn, there's a lot of people streaming today. Yeah, Renzon, Queer Satanic. Man. All right, let's go say hi to Shark. I haven't seen Shark stream in a while. And have a great rest. Why? Wait, what? I want to right. I want to raid. Miss, stop it. All right. Thank you all so much. Tune into the channel, watch all the recent videos and things. I did a cute video of Miss. So if you want some cat snuggles, there's a new YouTube short and on all the things. Yeah. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your night, and I will see you all on Friday.